I haven't done a video in a while. Last weekend I couldn't get the weekend off to go to the drive-in, and this weekend I am unable to get the weekend off to go to the drive-in. So instead of doing a weekend video where I go to the drive-in, all right. So usually I have two go-tos. I usually go to the movies at the drive-in. Actually, three. I have three places I usually go see a movie. It's at the drive-in would be the first and foremost. Secondly, there's a dollar theater down in Canton that I go to, that I like to go to. And thirdly there's a movie theater literally 3 blocks away from me. And during the winter time when the drive-in is shut down and I want to see a first run movie, that's where I go. But anyways, that's my long way of saying that I'm not recording from the drive-in this week. So instead, I went to my dollar theater and I thought I'd share some views, some opinions about the movie I want to see, or I'm about to go see. Excuse me, my tense are wrong. Anyways, this is the movie theater I'm going to go see, or going to walk into in just a few seconds. And in the magic of video editing, I'm going to go away in just 2 seconds. I'll be back to tell you what I think about Tomb Raider. I'm going to go see Tomb Raider, so here we go. All right, so I just got done watching Tomb Raider, and I have to say that I was kind of unimpressed by it. First off, I had to say that the girl that plays Lara Croft in the movie, every minute that I saw her on screen, I just kept on looking at her and going, man, she's really pretty. She is extremely attractive, and I thought she did a great job in the movie. I thought there would be a lot more action to it. I was kind of bored throughout the whole thing. There was very little action as far as being a action-oriented movie would go. I expected a lot more elaborate action sequences, and there simply wasn't. And as far as it being kind of a video game adaptation to the video game, or being a movie adaptation to the video game, I had to say, again, I was underwhelmed. There weren't really any sequences that kind of, well, no, there were a few. There were a few sequences that tipped its hat, kind of winked at you and said, hey, I'm supposed to be a video game, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. There's a couple. One that comes to mind is when she's on the ship and she has to climb this railing hand over hand. And then there were, when she was going after the cursed corpse, there were a couple of puzzles that needed to be solved throughout the temple, or the whatever you want to call it, the ruin. And she, of course, solved them and made it to the very end. The conclusion of the movie, again, I'm changing the name of this movie vlog to, instead of Scott's movie vlog, it's going to be spoiler alert, because, again, I'm not meaning this to be a review. I'm meaning this to be a conversation. All right, so let me just go back a few steps and describe to you exactly what the plot is. You got Lara Croft as a small child and her dad, who kisses her on the forehead, or lays fingers on her forehead with a kiss, whatever. It was kind of stupid, to be honest with you. But here's the thing. He goes away. He gives a very vague, cryptic message to her saying, hey, I'll be back in a few minutes, which, of course, in movie talk means I'm never coming back. And so he goes away, and she grows up to be quite a fetching young lady. And, and you get to see her in the very opening scenes, her kickboxing and being very athletic. And it's established throughout the whole first quarter of that film that she's skilled in that manner. Okay, so with that established, what happens is that she finally admits her dad's death and finally accepts the mantle of taking over the Croft company. So she's about to sign it, and what do they call it? The guy that handles the will. I know there's a term for it, but he hands over this Chinese puzzle, and she quickly solves it and discovers there's a key inside of it, and what they like a clue, clue, and so she quickly figures that out. Breaks into his secret lair and finds all these notes that she collects, and then goes to China, I think. So she goes to China, and while in China, she meets this one guy who decides that for a boatload of money, he's going to take her to this deserted island that she wants to go to. She goes to the deserted island, and all kinds of adventures ensue. She finds out that her dad's still alive on this island, but he for the last 7 years have just pretty much done nothing except for pine to be back home and be next to his daughter. And then we have the big bad guy who is trying to get into the tomb and is just randomly killing people for no apparent reason. And then throughout, we like I said, we go through a couple traps, a couple puzzles, and then finally we get to the end where we find a tomb where we find out that the girl that is in the tomb is not cursed. She doesn't bring on death. She is patient 0. She's the one that is carrying this kind of disease, but it was really kind of stupid because the instant some guy puts bearskin contact on this corpse, he starts melting away and turning into this black ash, which, I mean, I don't even think Ebola works that quickly. I think it takes a while for that to happen. So that part was stupid. And so it was just stupid. And I just blurted out there. It didn't work. It didn't give enough action to be an action film, a dumb popcorn action film. It didn't give that much. You didn't get involved in the characters. It didn't have that emotional payoffs to be anything other than an action film. There were a couple good scenes where she figures stuff out in her head and implements it, and it works. There was a whole plane sequence where she's inside the plane and the plane's tumbling, and that worked quite well. For an action film, it really wasn't all that plausible. I never bought for 1 second any of the action sequences. I never felt the danger in them. I always knew she was going to get out of them. They weren't all that clever. They didn't have a clever conclusion. And at the very end, you were asking yourself, how is this possible? And why is it so stupid? That you really didn't feel like you've been on a journey, and it really didn't work. So that's me bungling all the messages I want to convey about this movie. So let's just put this stake in this and call it a day, and just give it a numbered review. And I don't know, 1 to 10 seems a little limiting, so I'm going to change it to 1 in 100. And I'm going to have to say that this film barely scraped out. I was kind of bored during the movie, so I'm going to have to say 55%. It was probably about 55%. And I guarantee it's probably lower on Rotten Tomatoes, because I remember the Rampage movie, which I gave a lukewarm review for, got like a 50%. And that was supposedly the best graded movie on Rotten Tomatoes. So this is obviously going to be less than that. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's probably like a 40% or something like that. But anyways, so that's it. Again, I just wanted to give a really quick review of a movie I saw so that I can keep in practice and keep my videos coming. And also, I wanted to show off this guy. Let me see if I can... My new T-shirt, yay! If we all know, I've made it painfully clear that I am a huge nerd, and I am a big comic book nerd. And not only did I start off with the Fantastic Four, and it's been taken away from me. 35 years of reading the same thing, and it was taken away from me. It's coming back, guys. Fantastic Four is back in publication. It's coming back in August, but not only that, but I got myself a nifty little fucking T-shirt. I love this thing. It's probably my new favorite superhero T-shirt, and so I just wanted to show that off. So anyways, I hope to see you guys in the near future. I hope to do a video real soon at the drive-in, but in the meantime, I'm probably going to be doing more of these. So, matane. I'll talk to you guys later. See you, bye.